Hey guys, out of Crosswind, and I'm not gonna make this too long. We're gonna go for say 4 minutes. Shouldn't be too long. 8 if I need it, but 4 minutes otherwise. We're gonna talk about how fucking hard it is to be a man, and really, it's like how hard is it to be a man and a boy therein? Oh man, yeah. You know how they say like men have to build their value from scratch and then go forward from there? That's not sexist. It's accurate. That's what they actually have to do when they grow up. When a boy grows into a man, what actually ends up happening is that they mature at the slowest rate ever. That's why girls mature faster. Girls mature into women way faster than boys turn into men. Because men are still trying to figure out who they are. Their own value is being determined by how they build themselves up from the ground one, square one, until what they can become. It's also hard to be a girl and a woman. I raised Makina. You know, I know like when I was raising Makina that she was going through things that I couldn't possibly understand as a guy. And when she was having to determine her worth based on societal expectations, and I hear this from other girls too, like having to define your worth from other expectations of who you are as a person and whether or not your life should be fair or unfair. And that in itself is not fair. So Makina has it right too. Like she, as a tomboy, as a homosexual, she absolutely has a hard time dealing with that. And I understand that. I'm not going to be too deterministic about, well, she can't be gay if I'm straight. No, I'm not playing the game. But being a guy like Grayson or Tristan is very, very hard. You have to understand this. Like, for someone like, I'm going to make a few other examples as well. Roberta Blake from No Something Private podcast from like a few years ago. Roberto gets judged by people like, and I'm sorry for these out there. They get judged by people like Time Puppet and Master Ethan for things that have nothing to do with them. He's trying to find his own worth in his 30s, in his 40s. Leave him alone. He's a grown man. Now, it is, I have to give examples eventually. It is unbelievably hard to be a man. If you grow up into a man from Boyhood, you know why this is weird. I always use an example. Spyro versus Wind Waker from Zelda. Spyro, you always open the chest from being blackmailed and gaslit into opening new chests and doors with gems you have to collect over and over again. Wind Waker, you're lost regardless. At least in Spyro, they tell you what to do. It's annoying, but they know what to do. Now in Wind Waker, even in HD, you have to find out what to do on your own, even if you still need a guidance. Now, there are people giving you guidance for due record of that, spiritually, what have you, but it's still fucking hard to do that. To find out who you are and still what you need to do, or what you ought to do, what you choose to do. It is hard being a man. You have to find these things out for yourself, even if you already knew what the answers were. And if you don't know, in most cases you're fucked. Sorry for the in most cases you're either fucked or you have to find out what people told you before. And remember that from shadow work. And shadow work helps a lot with manhood. That might be sexist enough. But shadow work and Carl Jung's research help a lot with a man going into from their boyhood into otherwise. When you're a boy, you uncover the most childhood shadow work from what your traumas were telling you. But as a man, you uncover more shadow from what you're doing growing up. Which means that it's encouraged from your own sex and gender being related to that. Now, why would I have to be sexist about that? Because it doesn't mean I'm being sexist. It means I'm being real and honest, authentic. That's actually truly what happens to men who grow up. They have things they have to deal with that have nothing to do with their gender and sex. But it's on the inside where that counts for it. So when they're learning about their inherent feminine energy from being a man, that can incorporate from being an actual guy. It sucks being a man because growing up is hard.